This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by SupportYourApp. Focus on growth. Build your customer support the smart way. SupportYourApp specializes in supporting Mac and iOS apps since 2011. Scale smarter. Leverage a remote support team with SupportYourApp at SupportYourApp.com. I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is MacVoices at AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. Folks, this is Salman of Firebase. And I don't know what Firebase does because I'm not a developer, but it seems to me that there have been a lot of people at their table. So we're going to find out what Firebase does. Salman, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So tell me about Firebase.
So Firebase is a mobile app development platform by Google. It is designed to help app developers make apps easily and grow their apps and be more successful. We have a suite of tools ranging from helping you have your own backend to understanding your app through analytics and monetizing your app as well through things like AdMob. So it's a suite of tools that covers the range of app development such that you can make your app without ever having to worry about any infrastructure, whether it's analytics or understanding your crashes or your performance of your app or being able to change your app dynamically through your backend, but it'll just be through our backend. So that's basically Firebase in a nutshell.
Okay, that's interesting. So it's a whole suite. You provide all those services for the developer, and of course these are all transparent to the user, so we don't know if an app is using Firebase or not.
Yeah, that's correct. This is basically for developers, and it's really meant to kind of make development much better. So for example, through Firebase Analytics, the events that we capture, a lot of it automatically through your app, but you can provide custom events as well, or through the crashes that might be happening in your app. This kind of data can be used by Google's machine learning, and we can predict, for example, hey, you know what, based on your user behavior, we expect that this set of users, this audience of users might perhaps leave your app, or perhaps might become paying customers. So then, from those audiences, you can then reach out to them via Firebase Cloud Messaging to send them a push notification campaign, or via Firebase Remote Configuration to dynamically change the app behavior to perhaps offer those audiences something special in the hope that they won't churn from your app. So we're using a lot of machine learning. We even have ML-Kit, which is one of the latest products that got added to Firebase this year. And that allows you to do things like image recognition or label detection, all through very simple mobile SDKs.
I think it's fascinating as a non-developer, and I'd love to get people to realize that there's so much going on behind the scenes with their apps to make them stable, to give the developers benefits that help make better apps.
Yeah.
But I do have to ask, in the environment we're living in today, are there concerns at all about any information that Firebase might be gathering and sending back to Google, or is that strictly shared with the developer? How is that working?
Yeah, so Firebase itself is GDPR compliant. So we are very, very heavily focused at Google as a whole on user privacy. So we take that as the number one priority. We make sure we've given developers the full control of how they choose to use their user data. Firebase itself is not collecting data that is going to be violating like GDPR. It's going to be the users that are going to have to, the developers will have full control of how they want to use Firebase and how they want to, what they want to collect and how. Firebase, one of the things that we offer, for example, is a Firebase database system called Firestore, and as well as Firebase real-time database. So developers can build their own storage systems and real-time synchronize data across devices. And what they put into that really is the developer's choice. Okay. So they should be conscious of what data they're putting into our database, and it's important that they understand and respect the user's data.
Now, you're here at AltConf. You're helping sponsor AltConf, which thank you very much for. We all appreciate it because it's such a great event. Why did you feel this was one of the conferences or one of the things you wanted to support? Because as we all know, this week in San Jose, there are an awful lot of things that can be supported. So it's great that you chose this. Any particular reason why?
Yeah, so one thing about Firebase is that it's cross-platform. It works on iOS, Android, web, Unity, C++. And being Google, we really want to reach out to iOS developers. We want to show that this is important to us. It's as important as Android. We've put in a lot of effort and a lot of focus and a lot of investment on our iOS SDKs and our iOS story as a whole. We made our products work very well as best as possible on all platforms. And so this was conference, the AltConf basically is the key conference that we look to really attract iOS developers and get their attention and raise awareness about what Firebase is, and that really it is designed for them to make their lives much easier, and they should basically check us out.
Well, I've been by a couple times, and I finally caught you guys at a downtime because it seems like the table has been very busy, so there's got to be a lot of interest in this.
Yes, Firebase is, we have over 1 million developers. It's definitely one of the most popular products out there in its category, and we are very excited to have more developers come check us out.
Great. The website for folks developers who are not here but may want to learn more is?
So the website is firebase.google.com. Please do check us out.
Great. Thank you so much for the time.
You're welcome.
Folks, we'll have more from AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our MacVoices Facebook group and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us at patreon.com/MacVoices and join these folks who help keep MacVoices coming to you. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.